their counter-programming on the question, are Americans better off than they were 4 years ago? How do you respond to their question they're posing? Are Americans better off than they were 4 years ago?
Our country is better off. Our country is better off than where we were. President Obama, this extraordinary president in a very extraordinary time, pulled our country back from the brink of depression, a meltdown of our financial institutions, a deepening of our deficit. And in the first 2 years, 3.5 million jobs were created with the Recovery Act. President Obama was a job creator from day one. 1 week and 1 day from his inaugural address, we passed the Recovery Act. The auto rescue, just to name a couple. So there's no comfort if you don't have a job to say, well, it could have been worse. It could have been much worse if we had elected a Republican president. When we lost the House, then the Republicans, we could have done much more if there was any level of cooperation on jobs. But they said no, 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 1,000 times no, which meant millions of jobs not created. Still in all, in the first 2 years of the president's administration, when we were in 1 year, President Obama, under President Obama's leadership, more jobs were created in the private sector than in the 8 years of the Bush administration. So all this talk that we're talking about public, private, and blah, 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 1 year, more public sector jobs than 8 years combined of the Bush administration.
Public
So,
or private, I'm sorry.
Private. And underline, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Private sector. And they thought coming in and taking out all the public sector jobs, police, fire, classroom, all the rest, was a good thing. Whatever you think about the education of our children and the safety of the neighborhoods, and maybe that's not important to you, these are consumers. These are consumers. And their value is attested to for what they do for our community. But they are also consumers, so that hurt our economy. But fundamentally, our country is better off than it would have been if we'd continued down the path that the Republicans had us on. Mitt Romney wants to take us back down that path. The president wants to go forward. They want to go backward. They're advocating exactly the same policy.